It's Chillmonger. I'm joined by Tina. Her channel is She Dreads Me. It's in the description. Go check her out. You saw that video that Lindsay Davis posted on Instagram, huh?
For sure, for sure.
What do you know about Lindsay Davis? She's the one interviewing Jonathan Majors.
I've seen a couple of her interviews. I seen her when she interviewed 21 Savage a couple years ago when he was going through his situation with ICE. She had a children's book out. I've watched that. She wasn't interviewing, but she was being interviewed. But the 21 Savage is the one I remember vividly.
So she's got like a pattern of doing this when guys are in hot water. I'm the interviewer.
I don't want to say that because I just only seen that 21 Savage one of her. I don't know if it's a pattern.
How does it come off? Does she try to make 21 Savage to be, or is she objective, or is she for him? What is she trying to do?
It was a very sympathetic interview. She felt sorry for him. She felt like, this wasn't your fault. You was brought over here as a child, and she let him speak.
Okay. You see the comments are off, eh? We'll get to that in a second, actually. So let's press play and unmute it.
Let's do it.
Jonathan Majors, Hollywood actor.
Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
Now, his first interview anywhere since being convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault.
Your reaction to that verdict?
What does he now want you to know? The emotional exclusive.
It's been hard. I'm sorry.
Breaks this Monday morning.
You think you'll ever work in Hollywood again?
On ABC's Good Morning America.
That worries me. Do you think he'll ever work at Hollywood again?
Let's do it.
He's interviewed. You ready? Let's do it. That's not so bad, right? That's there's worst ways you can come off.
Right.
Do you think he'll ever work in Hollywood again? Throwing that feeler out there. It's worrisome, but that's just me being paranoid. It's worrisome, but still.
I'm so conflicted on this, like I talked about in my video, because with this being a subsidiary of Disney, I don't know what the angle is. So me and Blue just talked about this. I don't know if Disney if they have a backdoor handshake and they're trying to work on rehabilitating his image, or I don't know if he reached out to ABC specifically. That's curious to me. And that would then determine how I think this interview is going to go. If Disney reached out to him, it might be okay.
ABC is not CNN or Fox News, just the polar opposites. ABC, it also isn't Joe Rogan.
Right.
ABC is like, I don't think of them as, they're mass media. Mm-hmm. They try to keep it neutral.
Right.
When it comes to the left-right stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they also try not to be too controversial either. I've never, the most controversial thing is Michael Strahan leaving Kelly Ripa. That's nothing, right? Remember when those two hosts were having a relationship with each other?
Yes.
Last year? That's not an ABC thing. They kept things hush hush, never talked about it, never brought it up on the program.
Right.
It don't seem to be a controversial place.
Yeah.
I give him that.
The only thing, and I talked about this in my video, I haven't seen enough of her content to know her angle. I'm just curious of what she's going to ask him.
Because this may backfire in his face. Every media outlet who they respect is going to say, did you watch that interview? When she asked this question, and then all they'll ever play is the question about that private recording about be like credit card Scott King, that kind of stuff. That's all people are going to be playing because all they've been caring about. When that becomes the top, you know how Katt Williams has an interview with Shannon Sharp right now? And there's snips that are taken from that 2 hours.
Right.
What are the snippets going to be? Because if the snippets are the negative ones that make Jonathan look bad, then she doesn't want for the comment section to be a haven for this man. Everyone's saying, right, good going, girl. I saw some people writing, that's my cuz, keep going, sis. Like that was amazing. And they were complimenting her in the 37 comments that I saw.
Right.
Like an hour right before this. She's just playing it safe and turning off the comments.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better than deleting the post entirely, which is a lot better than some other things you could be doing. But it shows me that you're not being an outwardly supportive person to Jonathan. That's not good.
To me, it feels like I feel like she's protecting him because most of the comments might be more negative than positive.
From what I saw when I was scrolling up them, because remember somebody tagged me, 2 people tagged me, and they were okay. There was no F Jonathan. None of that stuff was coming out. Actually, the comments are enabled. It just wasn't at that time.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out.
As soon as they get in that position and think they's gonna tell somebody something, no, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book.
Marvel will cancel you. They won't even let you read a comic book. It shows you, like, no matter what the strides they've been doing, no matter how many Black History Month comic books come out, or no matter what they say on red carpets, you're not viewed by Katt Williams, at least, as these guys who are the solution to racial relations. You're Marvel. You are the company that let go of Jonathan over some bogus charges, even when the police were on camera doing one of these. That's their perception.
I mean, based off of like a lot of content that I've seen, like outside of us, you know, I've listened to Joe Budden and some people that have been interviewed on Vlad TV. A lot of people are pro Jonathan. A lot of people are like, yo, this is some BS. Like, this is a wildness. So that's surprising. Now, I don't know what the other side is saying based off the algorithm. Maybe I can't see those things, but
yeah,
I think a lot of people can. The video really helped his image a lot. The video of him running away, because we're just like, all right. But the powers that be, all they see is convicted of assault in the push. Convicted of assault. That's all they see. Do I want to put $50 million behind the guy that was convicted of assault?
If that's all you care about, and then you're just a casual, and the people who I do see, like Joe Budden himself, was sounding so stupid and ignorant, contrasting to Melissa Ford, who was telling him about what happened. The less you know about it, she had a broken finger, huh? I saw the photo of the finger. That means he did it. The less people know about it, the more stupid and the more they believe the narrative. Court. So if it went to court and the jury of peers thought it was guilty, then that's what happened. But if those who are in it and up to date, and then even if you spend like 30 minutes on this topic, reading a couple articles, you're kind of sure Jonathan Majors is innocent.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Abba and Preach, and I was disappointed in the Abba and Preach video. These guys have like 2 million subs, and I just didn't think that they
who now?
ABA and Preach, Preac.
Okay, I'll look them up. I haven't seen that one yet. What did they say? What was their take on it?
Basically what I just told you. Like,
got it.
The injury, there's a picture of it, and then you see him in the car. So and I was like, no, cops, no, you didn't mention that there was 2 terabytes of video footage that they didn't even flag. Yeah, you didn't know about the club? No, you didn't know about that? Like,
right.
We're not coming up. So I like stopped watching it halfway, because guys, if there's a video you disagree with and you don't want it to be pushed to the masses, that's how you hurt a YouTuber, or you hurt a YouTube video performing. Not that I hate the YouTubers.
I'm interested. Like I said, me and Blue just talked. I'm concerned because I don't know why he's doing the interview before the sentencing. I've been kind of vocal on that. I probably would have waited until after the sentencing. That way you can tell a full story. I just don't know what he can say at this point. Because let's say hypothetically we get to sentencing and the judge says, you know what, can you give us 50 hours of community service at the YMCA and go take some anger management courses? Now when he sits down, he can say, from point A to point Z, this is how I feel in totality. Let's say the judge says, you know what, we're actually going to give you 2 months in jail. Now your interview could be, I was railroaded. This is crazy. This is insane. I'm an innocent man. I just don't know what he can say right now to really complete his story.
Well, since the verdict is in, I don't think that the waiting for the sentencing is really a big enough a reason to wait. Like, let it come out. Let your story out now.
But what's the story? What can you say before sentencing?
You can say that, first of all, you can just repeat what we all know. That people who, they don't really listen. They're not really paying attention. Now it's Jonathan Majors on the couch. Now that may get millions to click on that.
Right.
We all watched the Katt Williams. I don't watch Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay. I watched him talk to Ric Flair a few months ago.
Right.
I've seen it, but it's because of the clips that I kept seeing. What did he say about Ludacris? Did he have a light-skinned wife? What did he say about? Okay. you know,
Right,
oh,
right.
he's in Fast and Furious. So it's because of the clip. So now with Jonathan sitting on a couch, oh, there's a video. Oh, let me get my information from the actual actor himself. And I'm sure
Right.
that when the people are posting it online, or people like me, I'll post the clip and I'll also have his voice speaking with the video of him running away over top of it, and people are gonna be interested. So
Right.
so it's a race to get the information out in your own way. Now, should he have been sitting down with the Breakfast Club? Should he have been sitting down with Angela Yee? Shouldn't he have been sitting down with anybody else that is not ABC, like legacy media, who got
Mhm.
an editing finger and it's not their first rodeo?
Right.
No, he shouldn't be. All that needs to happen is your story needs to come out. It does not need to be on TV. The internet
Yeah.
era is where we live in.
Right. Because look, like you said, look at this Katt Williams thing. If Katt Williams sits down with ABC, it doesn't get the same traction that it's getting now. But I think Jonathan is wanting to repair his image to the masses, not to us. If he sits down with Angela Yee or Club Shay Shay, we gonna watch this. Let's be real. He wants to repair his image to white media. That's it. Because he wants to be in Hollywood. Let's
So
be
this is
honest.
the best of the white media. It's not Joe Rogan.
No, it's not Joe Rogan.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm agree with you.
Yeah. You want to go on Good Morning America and you want to cry and you want to make people not fear you, because right now when you read the headlines, Jonathan Majors convicted of assault, he looks like the big black scary man who beat up the skinny white girl. That's all you see. We in it, so we know what it is. We've analyzed this case from top to bottom, so we know the background. We know what it is. But when he's sitting in the room with Warner Brothers, do they know the background? If he sits down with Tyler Perry or 50 Cent, they may know the background. But if he goes and sits down with A24, do they know the background?
Mm-mm. We need the interview when it's posted on YouTube to have a number assigned to it, which would be the views, that you can contrast and say, oh, people are interested in Jonathan. Oh, the like count is really high. Okay, he's good. That's the reason they're doing this is basically, this is an election. They're voting. Everyone is voting on whether or not Jonathan is the next leader of the party or not. And when you vote, thumbs up that YouTube video. You know how the Nielsen ratings come out and you get the minute by minute breakdown? ABC has that also. And they can see if viewers are tuning in and leaving and tuning in and coming back. So they'll have that information. That's not public though. The YouTube viewership is.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important.
I would not be remiss if I didn't say I'm a little bit concerned, because like you said, they could sit down for 30 minutes, but all we need is a clip. Think about the R. Kelly, y'all killing me with this. That we don't care that, and I don't support R. Kelly by any means, but we don't care that he said before that these are adults, and when we all boyfriend and girlfriend, all we see is you're killing me with this. So it's like you're guilty. So he has to be careful. I hope this works out for him. I wouldn't have advised him to do it until after sentencing. Just my opinion.
Should he be talking to Dr. Umar?
Oh my gosh, no.
You saw his clips. Let me pull that up.
No, my gosh.
Dr. Umar Jonathan. Umar is vindicated right now, though. Like everything he's been telling you guys.
And the only person benefiting from the black man going professional is the white female. Y'all saw what they did to Jonathan Majors?
It sounded like people knew. You know, it's not like this abstract thing that's happening. It sounds like people know what happened to Jonathan Majors. And look, the fact that Umar just says Jonathan Majors and you know who that is, I mean, you know, that's an A-list celebrity, right?
He in a church with older black people. They know. We know.
Got into a tugging match with this ugly white female. No shape at all. Not a curve in the family.
Like he really went in, eh? He could have just stopped that ugly.
I've never watched this whole thing. I've only seen like a 10-second clip.
And they admitted that she attacked him. But he got charged because the way he responded to the white woman's assault was not appropriate. He got his career destroyed. because he didn't respond to an attack from a white woman appropriately.
That's kind of incorrect. Did he get his career destroyed because of that? Because there's a lot of things that happened when the 911 call happened in March. I know I'm nitpicking, but like that stuff got him talent agency, the baseball deal, the army. That was even before. He just got a guilty verdict here, and then Marvel isn't playing with him anymore.
Right.
So his career was destroyed. I don't know. It's really soon. It really just happened.
Yeah.
Even though there's a video of him running down the street. Run, nigga, run!
Why did he say that? I don't think that's what. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's something I'm missing?
It came from a movie. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
It came from a movie.
Okay. Do you know why she took him to court? Because what a lot of black men don't understand about these racist white females, y'all did. Because they're just as racist as the white men. The only difference is the white female employs a psychological technique. See, the white woman's job in the black community is to get the black man to drop all of his psychological defenses against racism.
Let me do something where I pause. Is he speaking generally of all white people? I actually think he is. Now, as I'm nodding and I'm agreeing with this guy, it's the women like Stephanie. Like, I gotta say her name right? I can't say Stephanie no more. It's women like Grace Jabari secretly recording him, doing things and building up ammo for this. When we break up, I'll really break up with you, kind of thing. Not everyone. There's relationships that are working out perfectly fine right now, and I'm not that Dr. Umar with it. You?
Is it fair to say you as a man, you know you're stronger than women? And maybe it's different because I'm from the South. I don't think it's unfair to think that just like you know as a man, you're physically stronger than a woman. I think white women know I have certain weapons I can use against a black man.
Sure, they should know that. And even when they pretend they don't know that, everybody knows that. Remember that woman with the bird watching? Yeah, go ahead, finish.
So I think that's kind of like what he's saying. Like, of course, not every single white woman has this vendetta type of thing, but I think a lot of them know because they do it at work. They do it in corporate America. They have these certain little microaggressions that they know work in favor of them, and they can use it as a weapon at times.
It's known. And people pretend that it's not.
Right. So I think that's more so what he's speaking of. You know, they you know what your powers are. I know as a black woman, certain things that maybe I can use as weapons against whatever, you know, if it's in corporate America, if it's me and you are into it. So now I want to say, oh, the black geek culture don't support me as a black, you know, we know what we can use as an advantage. And she knows.
Her job is to disarm your dumbass. See, if she didn't psychologically disarm Jonathan Majors, he would have never made the mistake. See how this goes? The white woman convinces the black man, I'm not like all the others.
That's what I just said.
In the minute you step out of line, she yanked your slave check. See, that white woman wanted to show Jonathan Majors, you might be the biggest up-and-coming black actor, but I'm a white woman in America.
And she's British and she's Iranian also. I don't think she's just a white woman, but white presenting, yes.
I can destroy you overnight. And this is why I tell you, Negroes, you might be laying on top of her, but she's still in control of you.
How does that not scare you off of dating? Like this, and he was just on the precipice. You know the word I'm trying.
Yeah.
He was just there. He was on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp when he was with her. This was before Creed came out. He was like, you know, he had Lovecraft Country under his belt. and Last Black Man San Francisco. None
Yeah.
of these are A-list
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
huge
yeah.
things. Maybe I could give points to his performance that he had in White Boy Rick, or because that was a big enough movie, wasn't it?
You know what I'm disappointed at? And I just said this on Blue's show. I'm disappointed that you spent all that time on Lovecraft Country just for this to happen in real life to you. I am so disappointed. I'm like, Jonathan, the signs were there. So many signs were there. And this also comes from being with someone who you're not equally yoked with. You know, her insecurities kicked in, like most women.
I would think that he was in a shit. Okay, remember what Katt Williams said about the nose?
First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro.
Mm-hmm.
Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking.
So now that you think about it, he's been scolded, bullied as a child for his features, and now all of a sudden there's somebody who likes him from that. You know, he's not used to it. He's still fresh, 32 years old when he met her. And he's getting this, and it's like, oh, this is nice. I'll take the love. I'll take the affection because it wasn't coming. Now, Jonathan Majors today, the standards making good. Like the standards are yesterday's price is not today's price.
Right.
And they just got him. Because it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
They just got him at the right time to engage in this relationship. Never claimed her. He knew enough to talk about Coretta Scott King, and he knew enough not to take photos with her publicly. But at the same time, he was loyal to a woman, and the relationship was there, and loyalty and whatever. It's relationship. You know, everyone likes relationship. And she may have positive attributes to her,
of course.
And I'm not saying that to insult her or to be like, of course she is. I just mean that there may be good things from her, and he's like, yeah, I'll take it. It's the one time that things got physical, and he gave up on her, sent that breakup text. I'm gonna go to a hotel room to handle everything perfectly fine. Perfect, like literally perfectly. You would not believe it if we told you he ran away from her out of the car, and then he tried to hook her back up and get her back in the car, and then escaped the second time. You would not believe that story if it wasn't on camera. But that's what happened. He does everything properly, sleeps in a hotel the whole entire night. Not a guilty verdict for reckless assault.
Right.
For something the jury didn't see. You have to be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that Jonathan Majors did that to her finger.
I don't know. I don't know how they got him on reckless assault. Harassment, I understood. I don't know how they got him on reckless assault. That one surprised me, even though I kind of thought they had a chance on getting him on it. I don't know. Because you're essentially saying that he did assault her in the car, but I don't see what evidence they showed to. It was so much reasonable doubt that she could have hurt herself at home. She could have hurt herself in the club. So
she could have hurt herself pulling on Jonathan. She could have hurt herself when she was hitting him. She could have hurt herself a lot of ways.
So much reasonable doubt on that.
So much, but there was only 4 charges. They dropped from like 20 charges. I'm making that up. I don't know the real number, but it was a high number of charges. And they're like, if we sit here and get 20 charges, you think that they're just going to do 19 charges and then he's going to give like 1 for guilty? Nah.
Yeah.
That's why we need to reduce it. So on the first day of court, they made sure this is only going to be for 4 charges, just so we get them on something. Because all they really do want to do is get the win, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So I think they would be better served if they would have said at the first day of court, no, we want every single charge up against Jonathan. You're not going to get to drop any of them. Because we're here to defend ourselves against strangulation and other stuff. Strangulation might have been dropped by that time. But then we should have.
It was dropped in like March.
Now, was this a tactic though? If there was only 6 members of the jury, if they didn't drop all the charges and it was more than just the misdemeanor ones, would it have meant there would be 12 members of the jury, which is really hard to convince 12 people?
Well, I think it depends on what charges would have kept in. I think since these were all misdemeanors, that's how you end up with 6. If there was a felony in there, you would have went with 12.
Was a felony dropped on the first day of the trial?
No, the strangulation was the felony. That was dropped way back in like
May 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was gone.
Well, I kind of wish that strangulation charge was there. Maybe that was the game plan. We cannot convince 12 jury, but we can definitely deselect and get into 6. There's definitely
for sure.
Remember that one guy who was college educated, his skin was dark, and for some reason they just decided we cannot select him on a jury. He can't read. He will understand the charges.
But I told you, I know you was like, stop saying that, but I'm like, this is gonna be so easy to convict him on because the charges are so small. Like you can do harassment for anything, and they have video, so they
Remember that
didn't do.
penal law you brought up about
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
when you get
You could use a certain amount of defense
yeah, it's a deadly a
force,
reasonable amount of
amount of
force,
force.
non-deadly, and that's what they could have went with. Monday morning quarterback, I know, and you've been Priya Chaudhry's greatest supporter, but yeah, but that is a slip up of her. It's also the fault of the jury, though. I can't just like
Yeah,
excuse the jury because they're the ones who ultimately decided. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll give them this one.
yeah. I would have loved to be in there. I want somebody to get an interview with one of the jurors because I want to know. It was so much doubt. Like Priya did at least do a good job of creating doubt for those assault charges. So much doubt. Like we don't know where she got hurt at. After I heard everything, I'm like, I don't know. I really just don't know where she hurt herself at, and she don't know.
But the cops, I think, was a believable. Oh, she asked us to get Jonathan out the room, and that's what she
Right,
told
right, right,
us.
right, right,
Now,
right,
that's a conflicting testimony because when Stephanie took the stand, she's the one who said, "No, I never told them anything. I
right,
never
right,
said a single
right.
thing to them." But
Mm-hmm.
now here come the cops, because thankfully the audio has been pulled. I hope Jonathan brings that up in his tell-all interview, and I hope it's like a 2-hour tell-all. I was just as long as Katt Williams.
Yeah, I'm interested. I want to know what he has to say.
I want him to confirm Cleopatra.
It's Megan.
Nah, you didn't see?
He need to go on Club Shay Shay and confirm that. It's Megan, child. Because if I'm Megan, I want to know who she is too.
Stay with me. Prepared to have your mind. This is Priya Santiana. Remember Priya S, the manager?
Yes.
So it's the other Priya who Jonathan has a relationship with, who's the one who called Black Lane. Priya was added to 360 management, okay?
Got it.
And when she was added, her clients came with her. And so there was Jonathan Majors, and you can see his credits. Zazie Beetz from Atlanta, Jesse Williams. We all know who that is. Tell me why this name right here.
Cleopatra Coleman right there.
Cleopatra Coleman right there.
Let me
Cleopatra Coleman from Now Apocalypse.
Cleopatra Coleman.
The only reason I know about this was Kat with their little meme here. She's looking at Cleopatra on her client list like this. So now what we doing? We searching Cleopatra Coleman?
I am. She looked like his type, you know.
I'm expecting an extremely light-skinned woman. Like
she too.
No, I mean, it's a beautiful person.
Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing human being. So she sent the message or the song, "I Wish I Was Kissing You."
I want to put that on this lady. I'm gonna hope.
Oh, no, come on, that's not a stretch. That's totally her.
Hope that as a celebrity, if you're dating Megan Good, you have a code name next to her and you don't have Megan Good. Or when you're speaking with Michael B. Jordan, I hope it doesn't say Michael B. Jordan. Maybe it says MB or something. I don't.
Maybe you're right. Celebrities should do that. I do that. I
nickname. You think they were all at a cocktail hour and he meets Cleopatra and that's his little American. Well, she's Australian. That's his little thing over in the U.S.
See, he's got his British. He's got his Australia. Has he ever shot there yet? He's gonna be in the Thor movie. He was preparing. No, but look, all the messages is a song, right? The song lyrics was "I wish I was kissing you." She wasn't actually saying "I wish I was kissing you," which is like kind of innocent. I'm just sending you a song. Maybe he was like, "Hey, what's that song? What are we gonna dance to at the wedding? There's a lot of like non. Ooh, they were together reasons for her to be sending a song. It's very innocent until I have got like additional information. They're part of the same talent agency. There's a relationship there business wise. I'm not looking at Jonathan Fish anymore. And I'm happy that we can close that Megan, at least in my brain, we can close that Cleopatra is Megan Good. It was just Cleopatra Smith. That's all.
Maybe that's a good theory. I didn't think about it that
Yeah, that's
way.
a solid theory. Come on, I'm not. I make theories. I make wild ones. This one is just believable. I'm gonna be on this until proven
I'm
otherwise.
surprised no one else has gotten into this. I'm surprised no one has even tagged her on Twitter, and this is
Yeah,
interesting.
yo, I don't know. I just saw from Kat, so salute to her. What's her Twitter account? What's her Instagram account? Let me see the
Oh, I
comment.
don't know. I'm just like, I'm surprised no one else has dug into this, or Cleopatra hasn't spoken herself. She would have been my first witness. Hey, this was we're getting ready to shoot. This was just a song. Like I got a man. It ain't nothing with him. Mm-mm.
The comments here don't mention anything about Jonathan Majors. There's one from 5 weeks ago, 18 weeks ago. Someone calls her sexy. David
Yeah.
Galvin. Way to go, David. I'm hoping the best for you. Oh, he's got Superman in his pictures. Take care of you, David.
Nobody has tied them together.
Happy birthday. Yeah, no one's doing it, eh?
And he doesn't have social media, so we don't know if he follows her or nothing. So.
I would, if I was younger, leave a comment like this. But I'm totally not about to do that at all. But there was a time where I would, right?
She'd be like, now, how did I get into this now? But no one has caught that.
The interesting thing is that she didn't come out and protect him, right? Or come and show up in court and be like, I was Cleopatra. How strong was your relationship if you were able to, you're a text basis, and you didn't come out and be like, by the way, Cleopatra, it was just me. It's just a song. And
Right.
If you scroll up, you can see that. Jonathan and I have been, he's been telling me about her and the problems, but I can attest that I've seen their relationship firsthand, and they've always been fine.
Right.
There's a lot of ways she could have helped, but she chose not to help. And a beautiful woman, Cleopatra Coleman, a beautiful woman that she is would have looked good. You know, we got Megan Good over there. We got all these women supporting him, sitting on his side of the court.
Yeah.
I think this woman might just be a liar.
Higher Learning. You ever seen Higher Learning?
Rachel Lindsay.
Higher Learning. Have you ever seen the movie Higher Learning?
Wait, that's okay. There's a podcast. So no, I never seen.
No. With Omar Epps. He's we was talking about Dr. Umar. We was talking about where he got that run nigga run from. It came from that movie, Higher Learning.
Okay, so that's okay. I just didn't get it. Like, why would he say that?
and it's an old 60s song. It's called Run Nigga Run too. So it could come from that.
Tyra Banks is in it.
Oh my gosh, you should watch that tonight. How have you never? You're Canadian. I'm gonna give you a pass.
Yeah, but they have BET here, and it's probably one of those that aired over and over, right?
It's actually a movie with a lot of racial, so he could have been saying that from that movie or from that older song. But I love Higher Learning.
Well, from the way she just popped up on the screen, I already know her role in this film.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
We got Lawrence Fishburne in it. Oh, this is one of those, like, everyone that Ice Cube. Holy smokes.
It's a great movie because he's on this white campus,
I'll check it out. It may be up my alley. I'll check it out.
Yeah,
and full review coming. Not really. I'm out. I think I'm good.
Okay.
All that Dr. Umar stuff, all that. You know what else? You know what movie it reminded me of? Remember what Kerry Washington told Julia Stiles about? Remember that in Save the Last Dance?
What did she say?
She was talking about how we finally have someone make it out. He's about to go through this career with being a doctor, whatever his thing was going to be. And then here comes a white woman to scoop him up. That team is winning. If you're of that belief, if you're against that interracial dating stuff, ooh, what a powerful year this is.
You can cut all this out.
Historical context that have been set up, and that everyone who's on that jury grew up in that world of white is innocent by default. He was never on court as an innocent man being proven guilty. He was guilty, and it was.
He had the black man strike against him. He had the big black man strike against him, and you had the superstar strike against you. He had so much coming at him that he had to overcome in this trial. Have you ever seen Them on Amazon? Them.
Yeah, I don't watch anything you want me to watch.
So
I'm gonna keep that part of the video in though. But what you said about he had these 3 strikes, but
yeah,
yeah, keep going. So so tell me.
them is it takes place like in the 50s or 60s, and it's kind of it kind of puts you in the mind of Get Out a little bit, because you have this black family living in this perfect white society, and the series just shows you how fucking dangerous white women are, because you have the black woman going out to check the mail, and the white woman waves, and she don't wave back because she's from the South. She's like, I'm just not gonna talk. The woman goes in there, tells her husband, those people over there, they're rude and they're mean. So he gets his homeboys together, and it's a thing. So it's like, these women are dangerous. They're more dangerous than the men because they hype the men up. Sometimes the men just be minding their business. The police was minding their business that day. And Jonathan Majors made a call, and they immediately had to turn into Superman. What did you do to this woman? I got to save this woman.
Them, I guess I gotta see it.
You don't have to. And when I tell you it is so graphic, like violently graphic, it's crazy. It came out like 2 years ago. But just gotta be careful, man. That's what I tell my brothers. Gotta be careful.
You think about the jury who grew up in a world where all they see is if he's black, that's guilty until proven innocent. Think about how like media is important to reverse that.
Of course.
And why a lot of people, actors who have ability to say yes and no to different roles, are still saying yes to the terrible, bad depiction roles. You're a star, right? Well, use your star to be positive. Don't use your star power to push more bad stuff.
Yeah, because all that goes into our psyche, unfortunately. Even us having this conversation now, and I'm like, okay, I'm scared of white women. That's in my psyche because that's what I've seen. That's what I know. In a utopia world, everybody should be equal and we shouldn't weaponize things against each other, but it's not reality. And that's why I always had a reality look on this case. Like, I'm Team Majors, but I'm like, let's be real, y'all. We know what's going to happen here.
Subscribe to She Dreads Me. Subscribe to Chillmonger.
For sure.
More videos on this topic are coming.
I might hop in if you go live later tonight. I might drop in.
I'm going to be editing this thing.
It's cool.